Let's get it, boys. Let's get it. Guys, I'm super excited for this video. I just recorded an absolute banger on like what makes a good salesman and a great salesman. If you guys have not seen that video yet, check it out. It's fucking game changing, okay, genuinely. So in this video, boys, I'm gonna be talking over objections and objection handling, okay? Because the reality is there's so many salesmen who don't know how to do this properly. I'm gonna tell you what they're doing wrong and how you can do it better and make thousands of dollars every single day. For those of you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Peyton Vindasius. I went from complete broke, 25K in debt 3 years ago. I dropped out of university, spent another 10K into my business with my brother. Some of that was on mentorships and coaching, and some of that was on the materials in order to clean the jobs. And then we, past 3 years, we've ran a door-to-door window cleaning company, done over 7 figures at the age of 21 and the age of 18. And this is everything I've learned from guys who've been in the industry almost 10 years now, almost a decade. And this knowledge is going to be transferable over multiple different industries of sales. So whether you're doing car sales, actually I don't know if this video is going to be mainly focused on people in the door-to-door window cleaning niche. If you are doing door-to-door, this will help you at all for sure, because it is the psychology of sales. Like, you know, door-to-door is whether you're doing pest control, solar, landscaping, or window cleaning. It doesn't matter what you're doing door to door. This video will help you out and will help you overcome objections and make more money closing more deals. If you are in like car sales or like virtual sales, high ticket, it doesn't matter. This video might help you out, but it's going to be niche down to door to door window cleaning or door to door in general. Now, let's get into it, boys. I'm super hyped for this. So when you go to the door, okay, you have 2 types of objections that you'll get. You get the logical objections and you get the illogical objections. Now, illogical objections, okay, is when the homeowner, they're just saying something to say something. The reality is it's door-to-door sales, and the homeowner's always in some sort of way going to feel like they're being sold. So I want you guys to understand this. People love to buy, but they hate to be sold. So when the homeowner feels like they're being sold, right, they're in an uncomfortable situation, they don't really want you selling, but they don't really know you, they don't really know what you're selling, they don't know why you're at the door, they don't know if you're gonna break in and rob them, they don't know whether you're gonna come by and give them free money, bro, they don't know what's going on, they just say, no, we're good. That's an illogical objection because it doesn't make sense. Now, the best part about illogical objections is that you don't actually have to solve them, and I'm gonna get into that into a second. Now, when you come to the door, okay, in door-to-door window cleaning and in other industries, so whether you're doing solar, pest control, landscaping, windows, doesn't matter. The goal is to give them a price or set an appointment, right? So when do you get the first no on the door? Bro, you get the first no within like 30 seconds, no, even less, bro. In the first like 5 to 15 seconds, you get the first no. So the question is, are they saying no to you or are they saying no to the situation? Bro, the reality is they don't know you. Okay, they don't know if you're breaking into their home. They don't know if you're gonna, give them free stuff. They don't know if you're, scamming the neighbors, bro. They don't know if you have this amazing. They don't know anything. So their immediate reaction, their default reaction, is no, we're good. Okay, and that means they're not listening to you. They don't know why you're there. They don't really care because they're in this drone state where it's door to door. And even if you're really good on the doors, which my brother and I have sold over 7 figures in 3 years running door to door. So we've done this. My best day on the doors was 3.5K in like a decent industry. I know guys who've done like 7, 8K in one day selling door to door window cleaning. It's pretty crazy. I mean, you can make crazy amount of money depending on like what industry, like where you live. My best day was 3.5K window cleaning, and my brother's best day was 4K. If you guys have done more than that, awesome. Like that's fucking sick. But that was our best day. And so coming from guys who've been in the industry for, not like a crazy long time, but have had a ton of experience knocking door to door, and I've taught people how to sell door to door and make thousands of dollars per day. The reality is it's still door to door. So if you're good, okay, even if you're really good on the doors, you're still gonna get these illogical objections, okay? Understand, when you come to the door, your goal is not to give them sell them. Your goal isn't to like make the money. Your goal isn't to like, get them to the desired outcome immediately. Your goal is just to walk around the home, give them a price, or set an appointment, right? So the reality is you're gonna get a lot of, and we call this the front end of the presentation, okay? And then we have the back end of the presentation where you come back around, you talk to them about the service, what the price is, and then you go for the close. That's kind of the more logistical stuff. But the front end of the presentation, where you talk about who you are, what you're doing, why you're there, the first 30 seconds to like a minute, okay, that is the front end of the presentation. Now, if I'm going off track here, then try to stay with me, guys. Rewind the video if none of that makes sense. I'll try to I'll speak more clearly and get my points across a bit better so you guys can actually understand. So you will find most of the illogical objections on the front end of the presentation. And I already told you guys why this happens, because the homeowner feels like they're being sold, okay? They don't want you there. They don't know why you're there. They don't know if you're gonna break in. So their default reaction is, no, we're good. No, not interested. Oh, I do it myself. Oh, someone came by. Like they just say a bunch of bullshit, okay? And I want you guys to understand, even if the homeowner, you think the homeowner is genuinely serious, that their answer to what you're saying, their objection to why they can't get it done or they can't get a price, you know, whether you think it's logical or illogical, or you genuinely think the homeowner is meaning what they're saying, it's true, the reality is it doesn't matter. The amount of times I've had a homeowner say, oh, I do it myself. I do it myself. I do it myself. I loop them 2, 3, 4 times just to give them a price. I come back around, I give them a price, I tell them what we're doing, and they get it done. I want you guys to understand, because I've been in this situation so many times where I truly deep down, like a small part of me believed that it was true, that what they're saying, homeowner was saying, maybe they do get it done, okay? Maybe the homeowner gets it done, they do it themselves. I'm gonna relate everything to like door-to-door window cleaning, but this can be transferable. You can take this information and apply it to your own, whatever you're selling. So like solar, landscape, doesn't matter what it is, you can take this info and apply it to what you're selling door-to-door specifically, but I'm gonna relate it to window cleaning because that's what we've done, okay? So you can, you know, truly believe that the homeowner, what they're saying, maybe it is true. Maybe the homeowner does get it done. Maybe they do it themselves all the time. Maybe they've never had it done before professionally. Are they still gonna be opposed to just hearing a price? You know what I mean? You're not trying to sell them. You're just trying to give them a price so that they can have something to decide, right? And then one of our lines we use is, yeah, no worries, boss. I'll go around, count them up just to give you a price, just to give you something to think about. You know, more information is rarely a bad thing. Name's Peyton, by the way. Is the gate on the left or the right side? You know what I mean? So that's like a line that you could go back in for the close. They're like, no, we're good. I do it myself. No worries, boss. I know like Mary normally does it herself. What she found is she doesn't really want to do it. She like honestly like kind of hates getting up on the ladder and having to do it. It's kind of why we're here. Most neighbors do it themselves. Nonetheless, what I'll do, just so you know, for like future, if you want to do it, cool. If not, no worries. I'll just give you a price anyways. I'll go around, count them up, just give you a price, just so you know. And that is the mental framework. That is the pitch. Now I can break that down. I can break down every like millisecond of what I said, how I said it, and why it matters, but that doesn't matter. What does matter is you need to understand that most of the objections, if not 99% of the objections you get on the front end of the presentation are completely garbage. I want you to understand that, ingrain that into your head, because there were so many times when I first started out, even now, bro, like I'll go to the door, I'll knock on the door, and the homeowner has the same objection 2, 3 times, and I try to solve it over and over and over again. Why would they be opposed to hearing a price? I'm not trying to sell them. I'm just trying to give them a price. Doesn't matter if they do it or not, okay? Maybe they do it themselves and they love to do it. It's like their favorite thing in the entire world. I want you guys to understand it doesn't matter, because you are just there to give them a price, so that if they have a price, they can at least have something to like decide on. And that's like a line that you can use, right? So understand whether it's logical or illogical on the front end of the presentation. Your goal is not to sell them, okay? And we can break down the lines. I might make another video on like the lines that you can use. So if the homeowner says this, say this. If the homeowner says that, say that. But that doesn't matter right now. What matters is that you need to understand the homeowner's objection on the front end of the presentation does not matter. Now, if they literally had the windows done the day before, you know, they look really clean and the gutters are clean, the siding's, they had the whole house pressure washed like the day before, then yeah, bro, just go to the next house. But I'm telling you, most of the time when they say, oh, I have someone booked, oh yeah, I put a deposit down. Bro, I've sold people that put a deposit with another company and they canceled their they canceled the deposit, or they just fucking left it. But later on, it's like more like high level, but I broke down the structure of like the price and everything. Yeah, it's normally this comes to this. Why don't I do this? Because I know you booked with someone else. Why don't I take off that amount of the discount of the deposit that you gave the other company, and I'll subtract it from the price that I gave you, right? So you can give discounts based on the deposit they gave another company, right? That's just high level stuff. It doesn't always work, but it has worked for me in the past. It's just like something you can do. But what I'm saying, the premise of the video and what I want you to understand is that the objection does not matter, okay? If they literally have the windows done, yeah, go to the next door, like fine. But if you can see the windows are dirty, okay, and they're throwing all these objections out, no, I'm not interested. No, I had it done before, or I had it done a couple months ago, bro. My brother has sold, and I probably have too, but I know Quinn for sure has sold homeowners that had it done like a week before, and they just did a bad job, and the price was super cheap. So we just charged a little bit more or the same price and just did an amazing job. Now we have a customer for life, right? So you can sell homeowners who've had it, and guys, again, I'm relating this to door-to-door window cleaning, but it doesn't matter what part of what industry you're in, door-to-door, you can apply this information to what you're doing. So, front of the presentation, the premise is, doesn't matter what the homeowner says, it's because most of the time it's complete garbage. Even if it's not complete garbage and they actually do mean what they're saying and they are legit, you can still give them a price so that they know for the future, okay? So, understand, most of the front end of the presentation, objections are garbage. They do not matter. You can overcome them over and over again. This means, okay, you do not have to solve illogical objections. You don't have to solve them because they don't exist. It's like, you know, you get into this battle with the homeowner, like, let's be logical about this. You go to the door and the homeowner goes, I honestly might make this video actually about just front end presentation, illogical objection handling. I might make another one on like logical objection handling, because this is more so like straight up just like illogical objection handling. I was gonna say, oh yeah, objections. So front end of the presentation, okay, the homeowner, doesn't matter if they want it done or they don't want it done. You don't need to solve the homeowner's objection when it's illogical. Even if it is logical, you don't have to solve it. Most of the time, if it is illogical, it doesn't matter, it doesn't actually exist, they're just saying no because they're saying no to the situation. They're not saying no to you as a person because they don't know you, right? They just met you. You're some guy coming to the door. It's still door to door. So they don't actually know you. They're just saying no to the situation. They're not saying no to you as a person. They don't dislike you or like hate you. Like they don't even know you, right? So it's just uncomfortable. It's just sales patterns, right? So you don't have to solve it, which means your framework is, no worries, boss. I don't know if we can fit you in. I got to run here anyways, but what I'll do, just so you know, more information is rarely a bad thing, right? You say something that's very logical after the overcome that they can't disagree with. Bro, when is ever more information rarely a bad thing? I mean, maybe there's a couple things like you could think about, but when is more information not a bad thing? So you say something that the homeowner can't disagree with, and then you go back in for the close. I'll go around, count them up, give you a quick price, just so you know for the future. Just so your name's Peyton, by the way. Is the gate on the left or the right side? You throw in like an option close in there, right? So the homeowner gives you an illogical objection. You don't have to solve it. What you do is you overcome it with a joke, or you agree / overcome, which means that you don't actually have to solve it. The back end of the presentation, right, where they say, no, I can't because my husband, or it's too pricey, or I had it done in the past, that's more logical. Like, okay, totally cool. Is it price or value? Okay, cool. If it was free, would you do it? You're more like logical objection handling. I want to focus this on simply just front end of the presentation, because this is where honestly, a lot of salesmen, they mess up in the back end of the presentation, because you can kind of like bullshit your way through this, like giving them an appointment or setting an appointment or giving them a price on what you're providing with the service. You can kind of just bullshit your way through this. Most salesmen that start out, they mess up on the back end of the presentation because they don't know how to solve it logically and actually overcome the homeowner's objections to achieve their desired outcome. But anyway, I'm going to stick to keeping this on the front end of the presentation, objection handling. So you don't have to solve the homeowner's objection because it doesn't exist. Let's say, for example, the homeowner says, bro, this video is hella valuable. Like, damn, this is crazy shit. I'm just gonna give it all away. I'm putting it on YouTube. This could be even like in the program, but this is high level stuff. So, I was gonna say, you don't have to solve the homeowner's objection because it doesn't exist, right? I'm gonna repeat this multiple times because I want you to ingrain it into your head. So if I repeat something in this video and I've already said it like 3 or 4 times, it's probably because it's pretty important, right? So you need to understand it. If you want to crush door to door, you want to sell thousands of dollars worth of window cleaning every single day, or whatever you sell, this is what makes you great, okay? You don't have to solve the homeowner's objection. You just have to overcome it. Agree, overcome, back in for the close. Agree, overcome, back in for the close. Homeowner says, oh, I can't do it today, or they said, no, not interested. Yeah, totally cool, boss. I don't know if we can like fit you in. Honestly, we're pretty busy. I got to run here anyways. What I'll do, just so you know, because honestly, like a bunch of the homeowners are just getting it done and everyone just kind of wants it done anyways. I'll go around, count them up, give you a price and a card just so you know. No, not interested. Yeah, no worries, boss. I know Mary was saying the same thing. What she found is she doesn't really like want to do it. You know, no one really wants to get up on like the 50-foot ladder and clean the windows. I'm just kidding, boss. What I'll do, you know, this is the framework, okay? You say, you agree, overcome, you laugh about it, you joke about it, but you don't need to solve it because it doesn't exist. If the homeowner says, I'm not interested, and you come at it logically, they're like, not interested. You're like, yeah, what are you not interested about? You're gonna get in this weird logical debate argument. No, not interested. And they're just gonna look at you weird. Like, you both know there's nothing to be not interested about. You haven't even told them who you are, what you're doing, why you're there. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you're selling. They don't know if you've helped the neighbors. They don't know if you're scamming people. They don't know who you, and I say scamming people because homeowners think these crazy things when you come to the door. And for those of you guys inside the program, you know exactly what the homeowner is saying. I mean, bro, think of it. Like, you don't need to buy a mentorship program to understand. What do you do? What are you thinking when someone comes to your door? What are you thinking? Oh, I'm good. I don't want to be sold. I'm good. I don't want what you're buying. But when you actually hear them talk and hear what they're saying, you're like, oh, I might want that or I might not want that, whatever it is. But I want you to understand that you can still overcome these objections even when they're true and not true, and you don't have to solve them. In fact, I encourage you not to solve them, because you're just gonna get in this weird logical debate. Like, sir, what are you not interested? Like, they're just gonna be like, oh, just not interested. Like, there's nothing to not be interested. There's nothing to be not interested about because you haven't told them what you're actually doing. So you overcome it with a line like, no worries, sir, most people aren't interested before they hear a bit of a deal. You laugh it off, you're smiling, you're positive, you keep the high mental state, like I talked about in the last video, right? And you go back in for the close, right? No worries, sir, I don't know if we can fit you in. I'm just kind of popping by. I thought you saw us. Did you see us at all? No? Okay. We're just doing this. I'll show you. Take 2 steps. I got to run. They're like, no, we're good. Yeah, no worries, sir. We're just doing this. I'll show you. And then if you want to do it, cool. If not, no worries. We're just helping everyone to scrub down like the windows, frames, and sills. And we're giving a bit of a discount for fellows wearing blue shirts. Oh my goodness, you qualify. I'm just kidding. What I'll do, just so you know, I'll go around, count them up, give you a quick price. Boom. And if you guys, you copy this pitch, you're gonna sell thousands of dollars worth of. I can't believe I'm putting this on YouTube, honestly, because this is gas. All right. And for the guys that, you know, are watching this who already have their like program and like how to sell at the door-to-door window, you know, if you have your own pitch, cool. But you know, for those of you guys who like, you know, this is what you do already, bro, and you're paying money to learn this, bro, I'm just putting it on YouTube, all right? Because fucking, this is what I wish I knew when I first started. And if you guys want to know like more, obviously you guys can hit me up on Instagram. We'll see if we can help you out. This isn't even like a plug or an ad. I just want to like honestly give out information I wish I had when I first started. So this is that. But if you guys actually want to crush it, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll see if we can help you out. Achieve your, you know, you want to hit 20, 30, 40, 50, 60K a month. Our best month was, I believe, 137K a month running a whole like sales team. So yeah, we know what we're doing, door-to-door window cleaning. So yeah, that's honestly pretty much everything in terms of logical objections on the front end of the presentation. Premise of the video, okay? I'm gonna loop it all back way around. If you guys stuck around this long and you're gonna apply this information, you're gonna absolutely crush it. And I truly believe that deep down. I would not be sitting here talking to the camera, all right, being this authentic and high energy if I didn't truly believe deep down this information could help you achieve where you wanna go, okay? This is what we've done the past 3 years. This is why we crush. This is why we're good. And we're not good, we're great. This is why we crush it. 2K, 3K every single day we go out is because of this, right? And there's a bunch of other things that go into it, but you can't get to the back end of the presentation and give them, you know, the logical stuff of the, you know, compliment, show them the windows, price or like value, price, and then go back in for the close. Like, you can't do that unless you get through this. So overall, I'm gonna bring it all the way back around, okay? Understand logical, okay, illogical objections do not matter, okay? When the homeowner says they're not interested, oh, I had it done, oh, I put a deposit down, my husband does it, doesn't matter, okay? Because I've had people who say, oh yeah, this. They bring the same objection over and over and over and over and over again. I finally get the walk around. I come back around, I give them a price. They're like, yeah, let's do it. It's like, where was that objection? You know, why did you make this such a big deal at the beginning when it doesn't even exist anymore? Like, you didn't even bring it up on the back end of the presentation, bro. This was like this huge thing on the front end. This is what the huge, like, this is like the main thing. I know, like, I'll give you guys a quick story before I wrap this video up. One of our mentors, I'll shout him out, Oliver Lester, absolute weapon. He's an OG in this space. he had this time on the doors. I don't think I've had this crazy of an interaction, but what happened was he was on the doors and he was selling window cleaning, and it was probably like his, I think, 5th or 6th objection handle, whatever it was. And he finally got the walk around, and he came back around and he gave the service and the price, and the homeowner's like, wait, you're doing window cleaning? He's like, yeah. He's like, and then she's like, I've been looking for a window cleaner for so long. And then it was like this weird, I remember him telling me this, and this was kind of his reaction. It was like this weird switch in his brain, like turned on. He was like, bro, I just looped on you like 5, 6, 7, 8 times on the front end of the presentation. There's a mosquito, so ignore it. And I told you what we're doing so many times, and you weren't listening the entire time. I finally show you what we're doing after I got the walk around, and you now only hear that I'm doing window clean. Like, it was this crazy interaction. And what he learned from that was homeowners are not listening to what you're saying on the front end of the presentation. So they're just gonna spew out garbage. Whatever comes to their mind, they're gonna say it, right? And sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not, but it doesn't matter if it is or not, whether they already have it done or they have a deposit with another company or whatever, it doesn't really matter. You can at least give them a price so that they know for the future, right? And that's your mindset. It's like, that's your mental framework. You're not there to sell, make the money. You are, but not yet. Your goal is to give them a price, right? So if they already have a deposit down, doesn't matter. You can still go around, count the windows, give them a price. Because at first, and I haven't mentioned this yet, your chances of selling them are precisely 0 without giving a price. As soon as you give them a price, they have a yes or no decision. That's why I've sold, and Quinn has sold homeowners without going around and counting the windows up and giving, without going around the house and counting the windows up. Before you leave, you just throw it a price. And that at least increases your chances from 0 to 1%, right? You got 1% chance of closing them, right? And maybe they start to think about it. And then you can ask, and then when they give you an objection on the back end of the presentation, let's say, they say, no, we're good. You say, yeah, no, we're certain. Normally it's a bit pricey. I'll just let you know just because the windows are dirty. It's normally a bit pricey. It's normally $349 because we're here, we're doing a bunch. Comes down to $249, windows, frame, sills. Once we're done, you and me can walk around, count them up. Or once we're done, you and me can walk around, make sure it looks awesome. Now you've brought the homeowner to a decision, but you can't bring them to a decision without giving them a price. So you have a 0% chance of closing the deal without giving them a price. At least when you give them a price, you have a 1% chance, right? Man, this shit's game changing, bro. This is the shit we learned after we spent like 6.8K USD in 3 years ago when we first invested in our mentorship program. But this is how you absolutely crush it. This is how you completely destroy illogical objections on the front end of the presentation. I think that's everything, honestly, boys. Like, that's everything. If you guys have any questions, by the way, on like any of this stuff, leave them in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram. I don't know if I'll get see the YouTube comments. I usually just upload these videos and just keep buzzing. But I do see a lot of like Instagram comments, so I usually go through those quite often. So send me a DM on Instagram if you guys have any questions about this. I'd be happy to get back to you guys. I hope this video provided you guys some value, and you can actually genuinely, if you guys do take this information and apply it to your door-to-door like company, your door-to-door like sales, doesn't matter like what you are selling. If it is door-to-door, it will help you out. If it's in another industry, I hope it helped you out as well. But yeah, guys, that's the everything. If you guys genuinely want to change what you are doing in your current business, bro, just copy what I've done, copy what I told you in this video. It's going to change the way that you approach illogical objections on the front end of the presentation. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And yeah, boys, I'll see you in the next one.